It's your lovely Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal chart analysis, and today I'll be doing one on Kali Uchis. I'll be speaking on her personality traits and her characteristic traits, on how a lot of the placements in her chart has led to a lot of the success she's endured, and how it leads to her personality. So please stay tuned for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Please also make sure you hit that like button because I know you guys will like this video and love it as well. And please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, your enemies, anyone who really loves this content or is a fan of Kali. Now let's get right into the video, lovelies. So Kali was born on July 17th, 1994, so this qualifies her to be a Cancer. And with this placement, she is a water sign and as well as a cardinal sign. So she's someone who loves stability, and that comes in the form of emotions and in material things as well. They are connected to things very deeply, and they want to be understood on an emotional level. They're very intuitive, so they know what you need and how you feel. And they're also emotional as well. They're very stable and steadfast, and they're the greatest listeners to have in your circle. They're very great at listening to you and listening to the problems that you have. They're also able to talk to you and give you the solutions that are needed for that certain situation that you're going through. And this is just a very great placement to have because they have that drive that's needed and they have the intuitiveness that's needed as well. Next up is her moon in Scorpio, and it can be a difficult placement. However, it's another water sign, so she tends to have a high energy level that is practically something that comes with the moon in Scorpio. They tend to be the types of people who are going to get to know people in a very deep manner. They're very much alluring and very intuitive. They can be intimidating and can read others like a book. They're also very charismatic and very mysterious. They're very deep and they're very self-confident in themselves. They're reserved and they're great psychologists, so they're able to pinpoint you by just looking at you. They're very intense, very resilient, very passionate, and can be possessive in relationships. They're the types of people who are in it for the long haul, mostly because they are a water sign, but specifically because they are a fixed sign. And if they love you forever. And that's something that you cannot escape their grasp in a way. Up next would be her Mercury in Cancer. It's nice for her to have her Sun and Mercury in the same sign. It makes her a deep thinker, and she's very emotional and has a strong mental power and memory because of this. She's able to acquire a lot of knowledge and learn from her practical experiences in life, and that's something that's very great for her. She's someone who will utilize her incredible listening skills to figure out what's going on below the surface. So her listening really helps her in the long run and really benefits her because she's able to understand others and get a better understanding as to what's going on in society. She's also someone who is going to rule the thought process, and she can find it difficult to think objectively, but sometimes she can think objectively because she wants to see it from not only an emotional point of view, but also a logical point of view. So this is a very important placement to have, and she's able to benefit from it. Up next would be her Venus in Virgo, and with this placement it can be very difficult to have. They are more focused on being practical, steady, and consistent when it comes to their love lives and their relationship, but because it is in detriment, it can be very hard for them to really have relationships. So what they are like is that they're very neat, clean and tidy. They're very practical, knowledgeable, down to earth, and helpful. And that's what they want in a partner as well. They do take their partnerships or relationships very seriously, and they also do whatever they need to do in order to please their partner. They're willing to work and dedicate themselves to their relationships, and they may be sensitive and may be reserved also as well. They're great at listening and analyzing their partner, and they dislike superficiality or boasting, and they are not the types of people who like mind games. Up next would be her Mars in Gemini, and with this placement, she's incredibly active and engaged, and she's someone who has a sense of passion. She's a fast learner. She's very intelligent because of this placement. She's also someone who is going to always have a lot of wisdom and have a lot of ways in order to communicate her thoughts and feelings with others. She is an effective speaker, and she thrives on an exchange of ideas, and this really gives her the drive that she needs if she is in a career that really helps her do different things or really soar in the way that she wants to. She will put 100% in it. And I do speak on this in my Mars and Gemini video that is in the playlist, so you guys can check that out. And having this placement is very interesting because they're very multifaceted, they're great at multitasking, and they're just very intelligent people as a whole. So this is a great placement for her to have. Up next would be her Jupiter in Scorpio. And with this placement, she is beyond professional in her life, and she's someone who possesses charm and inner strength that draws others to her. She's someone who has the gift of intuition, and what she wants, she will always get. She's someone who's very self-aware, and she has a very strong will. She's someone who uses her intuitive powers to get exactly ahead in her career and her personal life. So this is her luck in a way in regards to this placement. She's also someone who is very dependable, and she's someone that people are able to have a lot of dependence on because she's going to make sure everything is great. But the lust of power can be a little bit of her downfall, or anybody with this placement, so it's important to do. But just make sure if you do want power, make sure you just do it by being self-aware, having a strong will, and using your intuition for the best. Up next is her Saturn in Pisces, and she often looks down on her issues as being not important in the grand scheme of things. So with this placement, looking at her problems is something she will not do. One of the obstacles that she may have, because Saturn is a planet of obstacles, is having to make personal sacrifices all the time, and that's something that's very hard. And she's someone with the strength is able to be very intuitive and creative with many talents. That's something that may come a lot with this placement, is something that they may get tired of a lot. They'd have the tendency to think that their life is out of control and is based on a reasonable fear at times, and possibly connected with unfortunate experiences with the person who filled the father role in their life or early on in their life. And it's their responsibility to try to have realistic goals and realistic understandings for people. Up next would be her Uranus in Capricorn, and with this placement, she tends to be all about planning for the future as much as possible, and this makes her an automatic innovator. And because of this placement, she is going to make sure she plans for her future in regards to making businesses, going into any type of career that will make sure she is financially secure, and that even her children are financially secure, so she has nothing to worry about. Also with this placement, she's someone who seeks out practical solutions to change society's attitudes to customs, traditions, and authority structures. She's very logical and orderly, and that helps her in regards to making a lot of changes in society, because she's able to figure out the things that are beneficial for society and not. And it comes with anyone who has this placement, and they carefully plan anything that will help reform society or create change in the best way. Next up would be her Neptune in Capricorn, and with this placement, she's someone who will focus on ways to increase her power, wealth, and influence. That is Capricorn placement, and that's the energy they always bring, is increasing power, increasing wealth and influence, increasing anything in their life is something that they will always do. And she's in a career that really does increase all of those things for her. So in a way, she's really accomplished this Neptune Capricorn placement. Also with this placement, she's someone who tends to idealize work and practicality and ability to attain reasonable goals, but because she will always stress the need to be selfless and giving, she will find it difficult to attain the goals unless she has lowered her expectations on all fronts. And by this, it's important to know that you deserve the most important things in your life, and that having to lower your expectations is not necessary because your expectations make sense. Up next would be her Pluto in Scorpio, and she was born between the dates of 1984 and 1995. So she is a part of Generation Y. So she's a millennial. And with this placement, she's someone who knows what's actually going on behind the scenes, and she loves to really go deep into exposing the things that happen on. This is something that is common with the millennial generation. They're able to expose things or talk about things or go into things that people probably would not want to of previous generations, but they kind of open the floodgates for next generations to really look at the things that they've discovered that were going on behind the scenes, and they're able to share it so the next generations can really work on fixing society or fixing issues in society that have deep-rooted issues and that really have not benefited them in society as a whole. Up next would be her North Node in Scorpio, and with this placement, in order for her to develop her attributes and develop the hidden gifts and talents, she would need to develop these things. So she'll need to have self-discipline, choosing constructive change, releasing whatever causes stagnation and low energy, eliminating non-useful possessions, enjoying things without having to own them, accepting support from others, like ideas, money, opportunities, enjoying high-risk situations that make one feel alive, awareness of others' psychology, openness to partnering, supporting, merging, and power. Also, with this placement, she'll need to find power in her emotions, learning the way of the eagle, fly, soar, feel the wonders of the world that is also within her, connect to her inner depth, and pursue life with the intensity that is hers. And last but not least is her Chiron in Virgo. And with this placement, she has the wound of control. And having this placement, she may have had a kind of health issue that she always had to contend with, and she may feel that things are wrong and that things can never be healed. And this can be a combination that can end up being overly critical or obsessed with tiny details. They may also just give up and give in to chaos, and they may sometimes have been neglected by their own health, or they themselves neglect their own health, and they must learn to deal with the imperfection in life that can be very difficult for her. So in order for her to heal, she'll need to understand that she's able to not only heal herself but others as well. Volunteering in their healthcare may help, and also having a holistic approach may help as well to heal her and to heal others, and know that healing is important and not everything needs to be in her control. That's all I had for you lovelies today in regards to Kali's natal chart analysis. Please let me know down below, did you really get to learn more about her as to who she is as a person? Please also let me know down below who else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading videos. Please also make sure you hit that like button and that share button so you guys can share it with everyone and show your support. Please also make sure you're supporting my social media accounts, from my Facebook down to my podcast under Abbie Dagrin, my Etsy store to my Instagram under Gaio Beauty, and my PayPal, which is linked down below. I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, lovelies.